What up, y'all? This Nick back here with another video. And today I'm gonna do something a little different. Some, moving. I ain't gonna say moving away from the art, but just do something a little out of the comfort zone. So I was on TikTok and I saw this guy. He made a video about ranking the top Jordans, like putting them in a tier list. So I thought about doing my own since I incorporate Jordans in a lot of my work. So I thought that'd be a cool little video to make. So let's get on into it. All right, y'all. First, we're gonna watch his video, and then we're gonna go into it, and I'll put him in my list afterwards. So let's just see what he has to say first.
Putting Jordans 1 through 14 in a tier list. Let's get it. Jordan 1s, A tier. If you have it anything other than A tier, I can't take you seriously. But nobody really rocks Jordan 1s anymore. You have to realize your favorite Jordan silhouette wouldn't exist if this one didn't pop off. We're not even going to get into the fact of how good Jordan 1 lows look. Retro 12s, B tier. I'm going to be honest. Half of the Jordans that are out 1 through 14 don't look better than Retro 12s. Like, it's in that top 5, top 6 upper echelon of Jordans. Looks better than Retro 6s, look better than Retro 8s. Y'all can gas those up. That's fine, but I'm taking a Retro 12 over those any day. Retro 14s, C tier, super duper underrated in my humble opinion. I feel like when it comes to how cool the shoe looks, I mean, it looks like a race car. Let's be serious here. It is a dope looking shoe. Get the right colorway on that shoe. Mwah, chef's kiss. Retro 11s, S tier. Come on, man. That's too easy. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. GOAT sneaker. GOAT retro Jordan of all time. Argue with your mama. Retro 10s, D tier. Look, it hurts my heart to put them here. At the end of the day, there's just a lot left to be desired with this overall silhouette. That's not to say you can't get fits off with this shoe. You definitely can. It's just a little bit too basic. Retro 5s, A tier. Look, I realized the error of my ways, okay? At one point, I had Retro 12s over Retro 5s, but I realized I was tweaking. Retro 5s deserves to be in the upper echelon of Jordan. It's not S tier, but it is definitely one of the top 5 silhouettes that we have in the game, for sure. Retro 6s, B tier. I was kind of flip-flopping between having it B tier and C tier. I'm glad I have it at B tier. It's still not better than Retro 12s. Some people will have it better than Retro 12s. It's not better than that shoe, but it deserves to be kind of in that, upper half of Retro Jordans. Retro 3s, S tier. Look, at first I had it at the top of A tier. Then I realized I don't care about the S tier being too crowded because it's one of the greatest sneakers ever, okay? When it comes to like versatility, how great it looks on feet, like it is one of my, maybe it's biased, but it's one of the greatest shoes ever. I don't care. It has to be S tier. Retro 8s, C tier. But what about the Aqua 8s? Look, one fire colorway of a silhouette isn't enough to raise it up higher than it needs to be, okay? For example, I think the Cool Grey 9s is one of the best, silhouettes when it comes to the Cool Grey colorway. I'm not going to sit here and say Retro 9s deserves to be a top 6 Jordan. Like, that's just how it is. Mind you, when it comes to other colorways, there's just a lot left to be desired with that shoe and that silhouette. That's just how I feel. Retro 4s, S tier. Look, there's a reason why it's, everybody's favorite sneaker. And I know S tier is crowded. It really deserves that upper echelon spot. Retro 4s just look so dope. Like all the different colorways where you put suede on it, leather on it. It is just a fire silhouette all around, firing on all cylinders. Retro 9s, C tier. Understand it says D tier. Just go with me. I have to put another shoe there, editing, woo, all this stuff. Okay? When it comes to Retro 9s, I feel like it has like the same faults as the Retro 10 where it's a little bit too simple, but not as much. Like there's still cool details with this shoe. I just don't know how practical it is. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm tweaking. Retro 7s, D tier. I know that sounds crazy. I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that. I just feel like I don't care for 7s really at all, if I'm being honest. This colorway is fire. Don't get it twisted. This colorway is fire. With that being said, I just can't really rock with it, if I'm being honest. Like, that's going to be one of the last Jordans I'd ever, go for. Retro 2s, F tier. I hate putting in F tier, but at the same time, I understand why people have their criticisms with the Retro 2. Mind you, I'd probably go after a pair of Retro 2s before a pair of Retro 7s, if it's not that colorway, that is. But regardless, that's just how I feel. Retro 13.
All right, y'all. He said he finished with the last one. I think he put the 13s in D tier because he said he's not a fan of 13s, which I agree with because it's only one good colorway, and that's really the Flints, the blue and gray one. So other than that, but I decided that I would do in this video. I came up with a list of 1 through 23 because I like Jordans. I'm a fan of more than just the first 14. I know that's the young crowd, 25 and under. That's all they care about is anything under 14. So what I decided to do was come up with a tier list, and I put everything from 1 to 23 in there. So I'm gonna start out with my F tier because I got some in there that I could care less about. So the 23s, trash. Like when they came out, I was so disappointed. 22s, trash. I didn't like none of them either. Like no colorway, like not one of them. And I was in like middle school or going into high school when they dropped. So trash. I didn't like none of them. You didn't feel cool wearing 22. And then my last F tier is the 16s. Now some people like 16s. I know some people who do. It depends on the colorway, but overall the aesthetic of the shoe, I'm straight. Like it's the trash. I'm not feeling it at all. So I thought that was a pretty terrible silhouette just in general. I mean, it's probably a good basketball shoe, but just the silhouette in general, no. All right, we're gonna go to D tier. This one I got high D, low C is 19s because I had a pair of 19s and I like that pair. But if I'm gonna be real, this is one of the lower ranking ones if we keep it stacked. Then next is 15s. My cousin love 15s, but they D-tier to me. I can't wrap my head around just wearing those all the time. If I go in my closet and say, hey, let me pull out a pair of Jordans, the 15 is not what's gonna pop in my head at all. So after 15s, I got 9s. Like I have never liked 9s, none of them, no colorway. I do like 9s to paint on. They got good material to actually like paint on when I do my artwork and stuff. But in terms of like wearing it, no, I have never liked 9s. And then after that, 7. I feel the same way about 7s that I do 9s. I've never cared for them. I see in the video, dude had 7s at F tier. I put them at D tier. So I mean, like I'll get the what's he trying to say, the OG set, like the OG colorways, just strictly for the collection and all that. But as far as like, you know, just having them, just to have them to wear them, nah, I don't really care for 7. And then in my last D tier is 2s. I like 2s better than most people. You know, most people gonna have them at, most people gonna have it F tier. But I got a D tier because I like them a little bit. Like it's the same way with 7s. I may put it on every now and then, but you know, it's more than likely I'm never putting that shoe on. So now let's go to C tier. C tier for me is 21s. Starts with 21s. 21s, like that was the last shoe that I thought about wearing. Where I looked at it like, okay, that's cool. I'll put that on. Now I do like the material the same way for the aesthetic of drawing on and stuff like that. It has great material as far as that regard. But anything else, I'm really like it's okay. I'll wear it, but it's not gonna be that high on my list. And then next is C tier is 13s. They're okay. I really only I like the flints and I like the red flints. The red flints look good too. Like it's certain colorways that look good, but as far as the silhouette itself, it's really not that high. You know. And then the next one is 10s. I got in what's that, C tier? 10s. I got a C tier. I like those better than 9s because honestly, C and D really could have went together, to be honest with you. But I just like the ones in C a little bit better. And then next I have 8s. Like 8s only have like a couple colorways, maybe 2 or 3 colorways that I look at and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I want those. But most of the time, like if an 8 drop, yeah, let's go and go to the next release because I care nothing about it. And then my last C tier is 6s. I don't care for 6s at all, like at all. They're okay. Like I get the popular ones. I got the Carmines, I got the UNCs, you know, the popular colorways, those. But I'm not gonna be too quick to put on those 6s, you know. All right, now let's go to B tier. These are shoes I actually like. So, and a lot of it is nostalgia for me because, you know, most of these shoes came out during the prime years of when wearing Jordans were cool. So, next is 18s, and the start the B list tier is 18s. I know some people hate 18s, but I like 18s. Like I like pretty much every colorway. Pretty much every colorway. I enjoy every single one of them. So, the next one is 17. I like 17s. Like, you remember, they came out when I was in school, so you remember wearing 17s and 18s, you know, you was a cool cat back then, so it kind of has a special place in my heart, you know. Now, you could easily go back and say, so nigga, what about 16? 16 just didn't look good. You know, I don't know why they just didn't look good. Now, you still was a cool cat if you had them, but, you know, they just didn't look good. You know, so next is 14. I got 14s in B because 14s are a cool shoe. They're not gonna be my first one to reach it, but if I got a good colorway, you know, like the black toes or something like that, yeah, like a good colorway, I'll put the 14 for sure. And then, I think that's my last B. So next, I'm going into my A ranks. These are the shoes that I would buy the most of. Like, if the shoe colorway come out and I like it, I'm buying this. So my first one is 3s. Some people gonna be mad at that. They're gonna be like, why isn't that S rank? I don't care for 3s like other people do. I like them. I hold them in high regard, but they're not at the top of my list at all. You know what I'm saying? They got great colorways. I like, they're uncomfortable to me. Let me say that. That may be why, because they're uncomfortable to me. But I will wear them. Then next, this might be a crazy pool that most people don't even like. I like 20s. 20s, man, those are some of the best shoes, like best looking Jordans to me, especially that all black pair. Man, boy, I like let them drop today. Let them drop today. I ain't get them when they dropped a few years ago, but let them drop today. I'm getting them. And then so next in A, this really could have been S to me. Like this is the high A, almost could have been S. Couple is fives. Fives are my high A's, and then you know, like with that black metallic pair and the wolf grays that just came out, you know, I got both of those, so you know that's a good pair to have. And then my last A is the ones. I agree with him on this post. The ones are like, they're not quite top tier, but they are pretty good. They're pretty good. Like if somebody had them in S, I'm not mad at you. You know, like I got so many pairs of ones that don't make sense. All right, and then the last three that's in S tier, starting out, 12s. 12s are my favorite Jordans of all time. People might say that's weird, you know, but hey, that's my favorite one. Like the taxis, the flu games, the cherries, the blueberries, you know, all of that. Like, yeah, I love 12. So you know, that's my favorite Jordan of all time. I don't know why, but it resonates with me. As soon as I seen them, I was like, yeah, them the ones I want. So, all right, the next one is 4. Obviously, 4. You should have known what the S ranks was gonna be. 4s, they got this the most diverse. They got the most different, like hot colorways. It was the most popular. They come out every month. Jordan 4 come out pretty much, and it always seems so. It always got the good aesthetic. With similar to the 3s, they're a little uncomfortable to me, but they still look good. So, and then if we talking about it, like as far as the silhouette and everything, yeah, it still look good. And then obviously the last S tier is the next. You can't go wrong with a good pair of that. Now I do feel like they need to start coming out with a bunch of these trash colorways. I hate those colors. Some of those colorways are just atrocious. So, but you know, 11s have always pretty much been the top tier sneakers ever since they came out. Like, so when it came out, it immediately went to the top of the. So I think that's it on my list, y'all. Like this was a fun list to make. Because I really enjoyed thinking about this type of stuff. Like what's my favorite one? Especially like a lot of these I haven't thought about since I was in school. And you know, considering now, like a lot of these shoes are unpopular now. Like if you wear some 17s out, people gonna think you're crazy. You know, or wear some 21s. Like people gonna be like, what is that? You know, so you know, it's interesting to make a list like that, knowing that I still, you know, enjoy them and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your tiers of shoes are. Like, you can put it in the top 10 if you want to, or anything like that. Just let me know what you feel about the list. And I like, comment, subscribe, and holla back.